Hello everyone and welcome to an all-new episode of Meet the S-Class Digital. Now this is our second special about what many consider to be the best car in the world, and today it's all about intelligence and innovation. And my guest to my left is Mercedes-Benz Head of Automated Driving, Michael Hafner. Michael, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Hi, Yasmin.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. We're thrilled. And as I just mentioned, the S-Class is called the best car in the world by many automotive experts, surely for good reason. And one of them is definitely the pioneering safety features. So maybe you can start out by telling us a little bit about those.
I'm very happy to do so. It has always been in the DNA of Mercedes-Benz to concentrate on safety. We introduced many safety innovations to the world. Two examples. Nearly 40 years ago, we introduced the front airbag into our vehicles. And 25 years ago, it was the ESP system that was introduced by Mercedes-Benz. In the meantime, both innovations are available in nearly each car in the world.
So that's a very long, very proud history. And today you've brought along some new innovations. Why don't you tell us why we're standing here, Michael?
Well, we are looking at the rear seat airbag. And the rear seat airbag is another innovation, first ever in industry. We showed it last year in our experimental safety vehicle, right in that setup here. And that rear seat airbag takes into consideration very, very special situations in the rear of the vehicle.
And this speaks to one of the points that we established during our last episode of Meet the S-Class Digital, which is that you put a lot of focus on the rear seat passengers, also, of course, in terms of safety when it comes to your new flagship model, right?
We did, and we did for good reasons, because especially in the S-Class, the most important people often sit in the rear of the vehicle. Could be the boss, could be kids, and sometimes that's even the same person.
That could be the
right?
same person, definitely. So what is so special about these rear seat airbags?
Well, if we look at them, you see that it's not the complete cushion that is inflated by the gas as it is in the front airbag, but here it's only tubular structures that are inflated by the gas, and the rest of the structure is very flexible. It is used ambient air that is sucked into the airbag rather than gas, and that gives another flexibility into the system.
And when you feel it right here, you can tell it is indeed extremely flexible right here, very sturdy. So this is new, also in terms of design. This is not what we're used to. What's so special about this design we're seeing here now?
Well, the speciality is the flexibility, and that is because in the rear of the vehicle, the spatial situations are quite different. You have adults sitting there, you have children, you have child seats in opposite directions or front directions, so totally different scenarios, and that's why we need a very, very flexible structure.
And when we listen to you explaining this, then of course we notice that there are so many factors that come into consideration during development and planning, right? Absolutely.
For example, where to put the airbag. This is why the engineers came up with a package that is easily packed into the rear of the front seat with a small gas volume. After the event, the gas is in the tubes, and once the tubes would encounter an obstacle or something, rather than just pushing and crashing into it, they can kind of wrap around it very flexibly, and that's why the whole structure adapts to the very situation of the crash.